Good evening. I'm student meteorologist Ariana Goldstein here with your Tuesday FSU weather show. We're going to start off by taking a look at this weather stem. You could see those clouds moving into the area. Not like you saw today. It was pretty sunny walking to class. But if you were outside about an hour ago, around 5 o'clock, you saw some rain falling from the sky, something we have not seen in about a month here in Tallahassee. But we're going to take a look at that satellite and radar for right now. The main thing to look at here is that high pressure system sitting above Atlanta, bringing that sunny and hot temperature and cloudless sky to our area. Not so much today, but for most of the southeast actually, and it's going to stay like that for the next few days. For tonight in Tallahassee though, you can expect 70 degrees, a clear sky. It's going to be a great night to go out on that run, take your dog out on a walk. If the sun is still out around 7:30, go watch that sunset. It's going to be a good one. What you can expect for the next few days though, hot basically. That sun and that temperature is not going to drop anytime soon. So keep your water bottles handy, and we're going to tell you a little more about that coming on to the show because FSU weather starts right now.
Good evening. I'm FSU Weather's student meteorologist Lawrence Torres-Leshnick.
And I'm Jonathan Marcus.
How's it going tonight?
Did you hear the raindrops outside earlier tonight?
I did. I saw them on my way to the studio.
We didn't get anything more than a trace of rain in September, and all of a sudden it's actually raining outside. I don't know what to do. I forgot my umbrella at home. So
Well, that's why October is now my favorite month. No more drought. Well, a little bit more drought. But we got rain today. We might get rain later in the week. So October's great.
Yeah, so far so good, and of course it's spooky season, so
Spooky
don't let
season.
that heat spook you though. We're gonna go right into these hot temperatures that we've been having are gonna continue, but we might get a little break from that in the weekend, which we'll explain later on in the show.
Yeah, hopefully things are going to start cooling down as we head into the actual fall. I mean, it's been fall for a hot second there, but, you know, keyword on the hot there, it's still basically summer here in Tallahassee. We're hitting 95 degrees almost every single day.
Yeah, and it's going to stay around at 95 for the next few days. At least we're not in Montana, though, where it is below freezing. I cannot do that.
They just got hit with a winter weather storm, and we're going to talk about that later in the show. But at least here in Tallahassee, we're not dealing with any of that rain. I mean, I know they had like 40 inches of snow. That's the complete polar opposite of what's happening here in Tallahassee.
Yeah, we're still in a drought condition, but some of the rainfall chances that we're going to get over the weekend are going to help alleviate that a little bit. And of course, we're going to touch up later on that further on in the show.
Yeah, so basically, just be grateful that there's rain today. Hopefully you got a little bit of the clouds in the sky, just enjoying what's going on without having the sun blaring in your face. But for now, we're going to throw it over to Sloan. Take a look at the southeast.
Thanks, guys. Y'all are right. It's been hot, and especially here in the southeast. Temperatures are in the 90s in Shreveport and Jackson and New Orleans and Little Rock. And as we go towards the peninsula of Florida, we're seeing that we're breaking 90 a bit, which is something we haven't done here in a while during the starting time of a show. Jacksonville, a little cooler at 77 as they saw some showers moving across their region too. And towards South Florida, still heading towards the mid to upper 80s, so still fairly warm in the southeast. Dew points still a little muggy out there. 72 for Tallahassee, 72 for Jacksonville, and then 70 in Miami. Up there in Atlanta, 65, and then 63 in Jackson, Mississippi. So these dew points are still a little higher. Those temperatures are still hot, causing us to feel hotter outside. These feels like temperatures are still in the upper 90s. Earlier today, while I was producing the graphics for the show, Tallahassee felt like 101 degrees. So it's still feeling hot outside. 97 in Shreveport, 94 in Little Rock, 86 in Charleston, and 78 in Jacksonville. Those areas are sticking true to their temperatures for the moment. And taking a look at our winds, we've been talking about this high pressure system that's been dominating much of the southeast, which is sitting right around the Atlanta area, causing us to have some clockwise rotation, bringing that moisture onshore for us in the peninsula, which is bringing those showers here. And we see some gusty winds in the Big Bend, 20-mile-per-hour gusts in Tallahassee. And zooming in, here is this high pressure system we've been talking about, causing us to feel dry and be dry. We're going to expect these dry conditions to linger over the next few days, which brings us to this drought monitor, something we've been talking about quite a lot on the show lately as we're heading into some drought conditions, especially in the Panhandle region. See, we're in a moderate drought stage, and then areas to the north, we do see in Alabama, they're a portion right there in an extreme drought. So something to keep your eye on over the next few days, and hopefully that rain alleviates it. But you see, for the most part, the southeast stays dry. Showers popping up along the Florida Peninsula, but that's typical for them. And zooming into the next few days, we're going to see those showers pick back up again for the peninsula, and maybe a few start to pop up in Jackson, Mississippi, Louisiana, and Alabama region too. For tonight's forecast, though, seasonable temperatures in the 70s. Some clouds here and there. We're seeing thunderstorm chances in Jacksonville, Miami, and Key West. And taking a look at our high temperatures, we're still hot. Upper 90s for tomorrow is expected again. Jacksonville and South Florida being the exception in the 80s, but 95 in Tallahassee's hot, and we're reaching 98. 95 in Shreveport, 94 in New Orleans, so it's still going to feel hot outside. Stay hydrated. In those areas where the sun is out, have that sunscreen on because those UV indexes will be very high. But now I'm going to pass things off to Jonathan and take a look at the local.
Taking a live look over Cascades Park, you'll notice there are some clouds in the sky. It is, if you noticed outside earlier today, it was actually raining for once. And so, theme for September was pretty dry, very hot. We only got a trace of rain for the entire month, whereas now we have some clouds in the sky. So that's a good start to October. And looking right here, we have moisture pushing in from the northeast to the southwest. Some of these were thunder showers. We did have a significant weather advisory out for Tallahassee with some of the stronger cells earlier today. But for the most part, just some scattered rain showers, as we said last night, moving from east to west. Looking at this, we have a high pressure located just to our north, and that is going to result in there being some flow from the northeast to the southwest, and that is producing this moisture and these thunder showers that are happening today. But it is still hot outside. Those showers did reduce it to a solid 88, but we were up there in the 90s earlier today. This temperature reading happened after that rain shower. Dew point is huge with these showers. It is humid outside that is allowing these showers to thrive. 72 in Tallahassee, 75 in Perry, and that is just, you walk outside and that air feels like soup. A little bit drier as you head north, but it is humid outside and that is just making the heat feel worse. Looking at that, the heat index is going to be 95 degrees. And that is going to be in Tallahassee, Quincy. Those are your hot spots, Bainbridge as well. Whereas as you get a little bit further north into Thomasville, it is going to be 87, and so it's a little bit cooler down there. And of course, wow, that's actually shocking. Down by the coast in Apalachicola, it is warmer, just as warm as it is in Tallahassee, which means they may not have experienced some of the same shower activity we experienced today. So it's not as hot, it's just as hot there as it was here. So tonight, we're going to have temperatures in the 70s. It's going to feel great outside if you want to go ahead and take a walk with your dog or maybe go for a jog in the park. Maybe go to Cascades like I was mentioning earlier with our live shot. Sunset's going to happen right at 7:22 p.m. So that's a little bit earlier in the evening as we are heading into fall. So tomorrow it's going to be 95, sunny, hot, stay hydrated. We do have that east-northeasterly wind blowing again. So that might bring a little bit of an isolated shower. But for your marine forecast, it's down in the beach, it's going to be warm, a little bit of a chop due to those winds. 7-day forecast, hot and dry is the story once again, but you'll notice we do have some storm chances in the forecast for later on the weekend. And for more on that, we have Lorenz.
Thank you very much, Jonathan. We're actually going to shift our attention towards a different part of our country, Montana. So any of you from Montana, viewing in Montana, or know anyone from Montana, you know, it's close to Idaho, so we have to shout out John Alquist. Thank you very much for helping with the show. Tonight we're actually going to take a look at the entirety of the state due to that winter storm heading through. We have some advisories going in. You can still see that in Missoula it's 49, 50 up in Kalispell, 29 in Great Falls, 47 over in Wolf Point. So even though it is cold all throughout the state, there are variances in temperatures for our highs as of right now. Wind direction, you can see that really all of the wind is coming in from the south. This is a complete southerly wind. There's a little bit of that northwesterly wind, but it's mainly from that winter storm up in Montana. So you see it's going through Billings. It just passed through most of it. Billings got a record snowstorm. It had 43 inches of snow. That's a massive amount of snow. They're expected to get more inches tonight. So tomorrow morning, we should see even more on our registry. But it's no small thing when you're talking about winter weather coming through. There's still some snow coming through. It's mixed precipitation. That's the rain. This is the snow. So the state is getting a lot of different types of cold temperatures. There's that winter weather advisory going through until Thursday, and that freeze watch down in Wyoming, and a little bit of that winter weather advisory here in Idaho. And tonight, 33 degrees. There's that mixed precipitation happening in Billings. Billings is that main city in Montana, in case you weren't aware. So watch out for that precipitation. There could be some snow, could be some showers, depending on where you are specifically in Billings. And that 3-day forecast, same with Billings. As we finish with the snow, a little bit of snow continuing into Wednesday, 48 degrees. But it'll continue going into a more seasonable temperature for the fall. But for now, I'm actually going to pass it to Ariana to take a look at the bigger picture, the national.
Yeah, thank you so much, Lawrence. I much appreciate you doing that for us because there is a lot of weather actually going on around the country, and snow is just not one of the things. It is very abnormal to see snow around this time of year, but right now we're actually going to play a little game we like to call here called Find the Cold Front. Here it is. You see 84 in Kansas City, 52 in Denver, 44 in Bismarck. You can see this huge temperature gradient right here. This is where that front is currently located, and that's basically the main picture of what we're going to be talking about on this little national segment. And those temperatures also reflect on those dew points, 73. Like Jonathan was saying, you could basically feels like soup when you're walking outside, those high dew points. It's just the water, the air is just so moist and filled with water. And then right on the other side of that cold front, it is dry. It is cold and dry. That is the place you want to be if you do not like humidity. And what it really feels like is basically the same as those temperatures. It's feeling like 94 in Kansas City, and right behind that cold front, 43 in Bismarck. Basically, the point of this is in the west, it's cold and dry. Southeast, it is hot, reaching record temperatures actually. We tied here in Tallahassee, 95 is our high today, and that was breaking the record as the hottest temperature to tie ever in Tallahassee. But for that satellite radar, you can see that cold front really on here, that all of this rain, this is a big deal because they have that flood watch, which we'll see in a second, going on right now. And they're also getting that slight risk for storms, which is actually pretty big because you can see it goes thunderstorm, marginal, and then slight. So this huge area is under that slight thunderstorm risk currently. So if there are warnings in your area, it's very important to take precaution because these can be very serious very quickly because of those hot temperatures mixing with that cold air from the north. There's a lot of active alerts though around the area. Like I said, that flash flood watch in green, we can see it stretches all the way down from New Mexico all the way up to Chicago almost. So there is a lot going on. You can see that yellow is that tornado watch actually, and this satellite radar shows all of that rain causing that flood watch basically. This rain is just pouring down, dumping water all over these cities, and it's just continuing too because you can see once it hits one area, it just keeps going north. Omaha has been getting hit with rain constantly today, and it is heavy rain, so that is why they are under that flash flood warning. And you can see more active alerts. If you look closely, this yellow is a tornado watch. That means conditions are perfect for funnel clouds, but they have not seen them. But if you take a little close look, we can see there's now 2 tornado warnings right here, these 2 red quadrants. So if you're in those areas, take precaution because that means a funnel cloud has been spotted, which is very serious and can turn very serious very quickly. For those next 24 hours, though, you can see that rain is pretty much going to continue. Kansas City's going to get hit again, and that front is pretty much stationary for the next day, basically, and they're going to continue getting that rain, and it's not going to be moving much on to the next 24 hours. But for tonight, you can expect low 70s in the southeast, and behind that cold front, it's going to be pretty cold and chilly, so not feeling like fall, actually, or it is feeling like fall. It's not feeling like summer at all. Tomorrow, though, the story's pretty much the same as today. Hot in the southeast and cool in the northwest. So if you like that hot weather, come down to us in Florida, and if you like that cold weather, go up north. But for right now, I'm going to pass things off to Sloan to take you back to Tallahassee.
Thanks, Ariana. A lot of talking for the national. There's a lot of weather going on across the nation. For us here in Tallahassee, we finally saw rain, which is something we haven't seen in a while, and we tied our all-time record high for the month of October today, which was 95 degrees, and even our low temperature was above average at 72. So we've had this record-tying heat for a while now in Tallahassee, and we can even expect that to remain over the next few days. Temperature-wise throughout the Big Bend, hot is the theme, and we're sticking with this hot and dry theme. 88 right now in Tallahassee, 82 in Thomasville, and 88 down there in Apalachicola. Dew points, we're still a little muggier than we would like to see this time of year. 72 in Tallahassee, 75 in Perry, and then 72 in Valdosta. And these temperatures are causing us to feel a little hotter outside in the mid to upper 90s for portions of the Big Bend. Mostly 95 for Tallahassee, Quincy, and Bainbridge, and then 87 in Thomasville. So we're sticking true to its temperature right there. Wind speeds and directions, we still see where we have these winds sort of coming from the north associated with that high that we've had. And these winds also from the east is what brought us these showers that we saw pop up today from the Atlantic. So northeasterly flow that just brought them onshore across the state of Florida. This high pressure system has been what we've been talking about for the past few weeks. It feels like it's a different one every week. Right now, this one is situated above Atlanta, causing us to feel drier, to us to remain hot. And we're going to expect this high to stay in the region until about Friday when it begins to break down. We might even see some rain chances this weekend. Zooming into the Big Bend, here are these showers that we've been talking about moving across the region. There is lightning associated with some of these. Remember that saying, when thunder roars, go indoors. Take care of yourself and don't be outside when lightning strikes. But for tonight, we're going to expect these clearing skies. These storms are supposed to die down around 8 o'clock this evening with that temperature at about 71 degrees. Sunset tonight is around 7:20 p.m. and rising tomorrow at 7:30. So viewing conditions are going to be great after these storms clear out post-sunset. So go outside, go sit on Landis. It might even feel a little cooler and a little drier maybe as these storms move through. For tonight, we see that Monticello and Perry do have thunderstorm chances in their forecast for the evening, but 70s is going to be expected throughout the Big Bend for our highs. And tomorrow, hot again, 94 in Monticello, 94 in Thomasville, 96 in Bainbridge, a little cooler there down in Apalachicola at 89. And for your 7-day forecast, we're seeing this heat lingering throughout the week. Clear skies, bright and sunny, maybe a few passing clouds here and there. And then Sundays, we're going to get that first chance of afternoon showers and storms, which is going to start the beginning of the work week. And we might even break 90 as a cold front moves into the Big Bend Monday night. But for now, I'm going to pass things off to Jonathan and Ariana to talk about the tropics.
Thanks, Sloan. So right now the biggest thing in the tropics that we have going on is Hurricane Lorenzo, which was a record-setting system over the weekend. It actually reached Category 5 strength, the furthest east ever of a storm in the Atlantic Basin. So that's just wild.
Thank goodness it did not reach land. I'm telling you, that's not be fun, traumatic.
Yeah, but it is going to bring some impacts to the an island chain in the Atlantic called the Azores. That's actually where my grandfather's family is from.
Very interesting.
So there are some warnings and advisories issued out for over there. But the biggest impact with this storm is actually going to be the waves with it.
Yeah. So just because that storm is not reaching the United States or land anywhere near us, we're still going to feel a little bit of the impacts from the storm because waves are reaching up to 50 feet tall. So we're going to get a little bit of rip currents from this storm.
Yeah, so there's
which
small,
is like crazy on
yeah,
the
there's
on the
small
East
craft
Coast.
advisories issued all up the East Coast. So the waves are going to be choppy. They're going to be fairly large for this time of year, and so all of the small craft on the East Coast are going to have to be aware of that.
Yeah, so we're not really feeling that wind or rain really, but we are feeling those waves on the East Coast. So if you do go to the East Coast of the ocean this weekend, be careful of rip currents, and the waves will be choppy. It's probably going to be a red flag, most likely, honestly.
Yeah, most likely.
If you do choose to go to the beach this weekend, wear sunscreen too. But there's also two other things that are very 10% chance of forming, which is very, very low. There's a disturbance actually in the Caribbean, and it's heading towards the Yucatan Peninsula, but it's just going to cause like rain and showers.
Nothing too crazy is expected to develop out of this one, nor is anything expected to really develop out of the second disturbance, which is located closer to the southeastern Bahamas. That one's going to move out into the open Atlantic, where it will likely be sheared out. It won't really form into anything, kind of similar to what happened to Tropical Storm Karen.
But with That, though, that's awesome because this is the first time we've really seen pretty much a clear Atlantic for a while.
Yes,
So
this
it's sort of
season
a breath of fresh air almost.
This season has certainly been very active, but we can't necessarily let our guard down just yet.
Yes.
Remember a year ago we started to see the
Hurricane
Michael started to
in
form.
mid-October, early to
So-
mid-October. So it's still good to be aware. And these disturbances are very low percentage chance of forming. We just wanted to mention them. There's nothing really affecting us right now here in Tallahassee, which is great actually. But for right now, we're actually going to take it back to the wall with Sloan. Tell us a little bit around Florida.
Thanks, guys. Right now we see that sun trying to peek out a little bit behind the clouds at the Panama City campus. Still beautiful, but these storms are making their way towards the beach, unfortunately. So if you're down there right now, it might be a good time to start packing up the beach gear and start to head indoors. Temperature-wise, though, throughout the state, we're still warm. We're always going to say that. Still hot now, and it's October. 91 in Pensacola, 88 in Tallahassee, 76 in Gainesville. So 70s for Jacksonville and Gainesville, where those clouds and rain have begun to move through the area. And South Florida is still fairly warm, upper 80s to mid 80s for that region. Dew points, we're still a little bit dewy, like muggy, dewy outside. It's still, you feel on your skin a little bit. 69 for West Palm Beach, 66 for Tampa, 72 for Jacksonville, and then 69 for Pensacola. And we're still feeling a little hotter outside. Gainesville and Jacksonville are the biggest exceptions right now where we're not feeling hotter than our temperature. They're sticking true to their temperatures, but it's feeling like 95 in Tallahassee and 96 in Pensacola, and it's feeling 93 down there at Fort Myers. This high pressure system is what has been keeping the state dry over the past 24 hours, causing it to feel dry, causing us to stay hot and dry for the most part, except those few pop-up showers we saw today from the winds bringing those storm systems across the peninsula of Florida. And zooming into the state, we see these showers that have been making their way towards us in the Big Bend, and we also see a few showers down there in South Florida popping up, which is typical for them as they always have an afternoon shower. For tonight, temperatures across the state are in the 70s. There is rain in the forecast for portions of the state. West Palm Beach and Gainesville have rain, and then Jacksonville and Miami and Key West have thunderstorms in their forecast for this evening. Taking a look at temperatures across the state, 90s for the west coast of Florida. Tampa, 92 tomorrow is your high. The sun is out, though, with a few passing clouds. So if you live along the coast here, it might be a really great beach day for you. And for South Florida, unfortunately, not a beach day for you there. Thunderstorms are in your forecast, and you're in the mid 80s again, which is still nice for this time of year. But again, when you hear thunder, go indoors. And then for the east coast of the state tomorrow, it's a beautiful beach day tomorrow. Clouds are in the picture. Sunscreen is a must. But also remember that there's going to be a high risk for rip currents along the east coast of the United States from Lorenzo making its way east. And for northeast Florida, temperatures are in the mid 80s for St. Augustine and Palm Coast, and as we head towards the Big Bend, our temperatures are increasing into the 90s. And then for us in the Panhandle, 90s is the theme. The sun is out. It's going to remain hot, so stay hydrated, wear sunscreen. If you're in South Florida, it might be a good day to stay indoors.
Thank you very much, Sloan. We're actually going to start to wrap up our show talking about what we know best here at FSU Weather, Tallahassee. Currently, we got 88 degrees, a mix of sun and clouds. That's where the rain was coming from. That southeasterly flow, bringing in some of the showers. We see here the gust is trying to say that it's 28 miles per hour, and winds coming in the east at 20 miles an hour. So if you look behind me, the sun is kind of starting to set. Sunset's around 7:22, so we're about an hour out, but you can still see, you know, the day is wrapping up. Our show is wrapping up. Same thing. 88 degrees here in Tallahassee once again. We've got 92 degrees in Bainbridge and 91 in Quincy, 88 in Apalachicola. All around the board, basically, low 90s, high 80s, starting to cool down for tonight. We got 72-degree dew point in Tallahassee. That's still pretty muggy. We got rain, yes, but we also got a little bit of more moisture, more dew points, a little bit more dewy, as Sloan was saying, all throughout Florida. But specifically here, since we're more in the south in that Big Bend region, we're going to be dealing with some more mugginess. Our heat index shows that we're at 95 degrees here in Tallahassee. Earlier it's at 100, so today was definitely not a cool day, even with the rain. It's still hot. It's still going to be hot for the next couple weeks. That's not going to really let up anytime soon. It is October, so get ready for fall, but do not get ready for temperatures to drop that low. Here is that high pressure system right over Atlanta. That's keeping us, basically free from showers. It's going to dry us out for the rest of the foreseeable future. That's why we've been having those drought warnings, or those drought watches. And that's really what has been going on, why we're so grateful that we have rain today. There's some of the showers that hit us earlier, and right now we're a little bit clear here in Tallahassee and Leon County. But for the next 24 hours, no rain. Sorry. I hope you weren't expecting anything phenomenal, fantastical. We got maybe some rain coming in on Sunday. Doesn't show here on our Futurecast, but some of these high-level clouds, you're not really worried about anything going on. And tonight, 70 degrees, clearing skies. It's a beautiful night. Like I said, sunset at 7:22. So if you really want to go do something, tonight's a great night. It is Tuesday, so there are many things to do on a Tuesday night here in Tallahassee. Tonight's planner, we got at 8 a.m. Or tomorrow, it's 74 degrees, so it's still going to be a little cooler in the morning. Hopefully you don't have to worry about any 8 a.m.'s class, but it will warm up into that 95 degrees. Right around noon, we're lucky if we stayed 89. It might go over 90. You never really know. And that 7-day forecast is exactly what I was telling you. It is 95 degrees tomorrow. It's going to continue being hot, 96 on Friday, Saturday 94, and those showers might come in the night, basically Monday, not really Sunday, but you might see something if you're out really late, 91 degrees, and there's that beautiful 90, and maybe Tuesday in a week we'll see below 90. You never know. But we're actually going to wrap things up, and we're going to go over to the desk. Me and Ariana are going to talk about, we're going to wrap things up.
Yeah, let's keep looking at that 7-day, though, because it's really interesting. This is the first time we're seeing temperatures drop under 90 degrees for a while. Tuesday is going to be pretty much, hopefully, refreshing, maybe.
Yeah.
89, if you consider that refreshing. Honestly, it is compared to 96. And today, like I said, the big story for October 1st was we tied with the highest record of highest temperature in October in Tallahassee. So.
Yeah, and it's only
95.
day one. So
oh yeah, so
we got 30 more days. Hopefully there's more rain.
Records. We're gonna we may even break it on Friday, 96. So who knows?
Probably.
We're breaking records
it's
here
still
in
way too hot.
Tallahassee. Yeah, way too hot to be October. It is fall. I want to bring out those sweaters to get that sweater weather coming in, but not really looking like that's happening for the next week.
No, it's gonna still be shorts, t-shirt. Sweaty,
extra shirts.
You're gonna
have sweat through your shirt walking to class.
Make sure to pack those extra t-shirts. Yeah. And hopefully you don't wear anything that gets stained.
Yeah, exactly. And it's also important to pack those umbrellas. I know we haven't used those things for a while. Umbrellas. We're gonna need that next week. What a concept! Go find it under your bed. Pull it out. We haven't used them for a month. Those
today when there was a shower, I forgot that I even owned an umbrella.
You're
had
like,
to go digging around.
Where's my umbrella? I'm like, oh, I have no idea.
No idea. We haven't used one in like an actual month. And even when there were some sea breeze showers coming through during the summer, you don't really like need an umbrella.
No.
It's not the most necessary thing.
Because it just evaporates. But keep watching us. Follow us on Twitter. Get those live weather updates, and also like us on Facebook and get those social media updates from us. It's really important.
And if you're watching us live on YouTube, thank you very much. And if you're not, well, maybe we'll see you tomorrow. Watch us live at YouTube.
And you can also follow us on Instagram. Send us your cool weather pictures, sunset pictures. We love to see them. Love looking at them. Maybe we'll shout you out. Who knows? If you see a cool sunset, tag us in it.
You can be some of our FSU weather spotters.
Oh, yeah.
Send us some great cloud pics, some of that snow if you're up north in Montana.
Oh, yeah. If you're in Montana, send us snow pictures.
Send us rain pics.
Oh, yeah, for
Love to see it.
And with that, we're going to call it a night. I'm student meteorologist Ariana Goldstein.
And I'm student meteorologist Lawrence Torres-Leshnick. Have a great night.